All right. Hey, everybody. All right. Okay, so
I'll cut it off. Sorry for the feedback, y'all.
I'm
Uh-oh.
wondering if it's because I got all these devices. So I'm gonna
Hi,
probably have to get off
everybody.
one.
I do
Okay.
hear the feedback.
Like, what is that feedback? Like a
Let
siren.
me leave and then come back. Oh,
Okay.
do y'all hear an echo? Hi, everybody.
I hear something.
I hear something. Do y'all all hear that noise on IG?
Okay, so I'm gonna get off of my Facebook, but see, I need to be on the Facebook because I told them I'm gonna be on Facebook. Mm.
Okay, we're hearing some feedback, so I'm just trying to eliminate that noise for y'all real
We're
quick.
not technicians, y'all. We just know what we know.
Hi, Facebook. Hi, YouTube.
Ooh, what is that?
Can I exit out? I'm gonna exit out, okay?
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go back in.
Okay,
We're
so now
having
I
some
don't hear
sound,
it.
huh?
I don't hear it, but I still want you on the. You're not gonna
I'm
be able
gonna
to be
come
on
back. I'm
IG.
gonna come back in. Can I request to come back in again?
Yeah, you should be able to. We
Okay.
get it together, y'all. Hey, y'all.
I left, but I don't see your live. Shoot.
I guess go to my page, my
I
IG
am on your
page.
page. Okay, I see your live here.
You see it?
Okay.
Let's try it again.
Um. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our um joint live today. And I'll
Right.
put the. Let me just put my
Ooh.
flyer.
Did it let
We're
you in?
just trying to get the. Yep, I see it here.
Okay.
We were having some sound feedback, but we're
Yeah,
gonna
we
start
having a little
shortly.
technical difficulties, but we gonna get it together. We know
Hi,
hair.
Karen.
We don't know all this technical stuff.
Hi, everybody.
Hello,
Do you hear the
everyone.
feedback on?
No, but I
Oh,
see. Let me see.
I
Requested.
requested. So we're trying to do IG. We're trying to. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me see if the feedback.
Hope not. Yes,
Okay, so
I
it must.
think it's.
It's,
I hear it.
yeah.
Sorry, y'all.
Okay, so I guess for okay, I don't hear it now.
Testing. Okay. Maybe it's when I talk.
I
Maybe
don't
it's
hear it.
gone. Okay. Listen, if y'all hear some feedback, please let us know. We don't want to make this like a loud, torturous
Right.
experience.
In worst case scenario, if you have to end up getting off the IG, we'll just have to do the replay of the original, and then they'll just have
Or
to.
we can do this again another day this week too, if
Yeah.
it's not go because we got a lot we want to cover. I'm really excited about
Yeah.
it. So yes. Um,
I'm gonna
okay,
let
so
you
welcome.
let you go.
Okay. Yeah, so we want to get into this topic of protecting your brand do's and don'ts. But first, I want to you to do our introduction. So, April, can you introduce yourself and tell us all about all this fabulous you've been doing?
Hi, everyone. I am celebrity stylist April B from Atlanta. Well, I'm not from Atlanta. I'm originally from New York, but I'm living here in Atlanta.
Are you from New York? I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
that. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just been in the South a long time. But so I'm celebrity stylist April B. I am a natural hair artist. I am a celebrity loctician. I am a published stylist. I've been at Ebony, Essence, Sophisticates Black Hair, a couple of local publications. I've worked with major brands such as Revlon, Soft and Free. I've had my work put literally all over the world. And I love what I do. I love to teach. I love being a business owner. And I'm excited to share this with you all. Are y'all hear the feedback? Do you
I
hear
hear it a little.
it? Okay.
I
I'm
was
gonna,
wondering if it's all the devices that we have going on.
I know,
Can
maybe I should
y'all,
make it.
in Facebook and YouTube, do y'all hear any feedback?
Let's see.
I don't think they
What
do.
she say? You know what? My tribe on here, and she's like my sorcerer of.
Yeah.
I
Natural
love
Kinks,
y'all.
you do hear feedback on IG. They do. She does hear it.
Okay, so
Oh,
I know, but I've done this before on IG. I don't know why it's
you
acting up today.
and
And
you
I'm
hear feedback
nobody's
here too.
even on Facebook, so I'm about to get off of Facebook. Maybe that has something to do with it too.
Okay. All
Facebook, but this
right.
is on IG. Let's see.
And you hear feedback. So in a brief intro for April's audiences who may or may not know, I'm Jessica Marshall, founder of Microlock Mastery, um, coining Microlocks out of Brooklyn, New York, 2009, Microlock extensions. I've also been published, not as much as she has, but also in Sophisticates Black Hair 2013, and two back-to-back issues while I was pregnant. Then I got pregnant, and as a lot of moms know, especially if you're a solo mom, life shut down for me. I went to survival mode. I kind of dropped off. I was on YouTube and everything before that, and then I just went into survival mode. Kind of went quiet for a few years. Came back, 2018 or so, and then launched Microlock Mastery, which came out of our original Naturally Beautiful Hair Care Microlock trainings. Launched Microlock Mastery 2019, the beginning of 2020. Then we featured in Black Enterprise and a couple of other publications for the Microlock Mastery training certification. There's a whole lot more we could talk. We're going to talk about. Those who may or may not know, but April has been inspiration for me. I admire what she does. I think she is really her drive, her skill, her quality of work is excellent. So I'm really excited that we are able to join forces and we're more like sisters. Now we have,
Birthdays are
you know,
days apart.
yeah. And my name was supposed to be April. I was born in March. At the end of March, my mother said she was going to name me April, and we're the same sign. We're only a couple years apart. It's
Yeah,
just interesting, same kind of. So there's a lot of us sister kindred spirits in this journey, and I think there's a lot of power in us joining forces. Does this view look good, or do we want to get like more to
it doesn't
show?
matter. Either or.
Okay.
So if you see, I'm viewing from two different screens, everybody. So if you see me look over here, don't freak out. I'm not cross-eyed or anything. I'm just looking over here at the main screen. Oh, this feedback. Oh my
Hi, One Lock Diva on IG.
God. Look at this
We apologize for the feedback is on.
feedback.
Right,
Oh
so
my God.
let's get into we have four main steps that we want to talk about, and I'm sure we would love to hear your feedback. So this is a collaborative discussion. If you have experience, advice, or anything you want to input on what we're saying, but we really have some things we want to share about our creating our brands and just this journey and how to really hone in and protect. And protection is in so many different ways we're going to talk about. So April, do you want to start us off with your thoughts on? Are you muted yourself?
Yeah, because I'm thinking it helps a little bit.
Let me unmute you.
Can you hear me still? I'm muted, but can you still hear me?
No, I hear you through my phone, but not through here. We don't hear you on here. Sorry, y'all. This is our first joint live together. Okay,
Yes,
we're trying
and
to do the text. So she has a larger platform than me, and she's trying to make sure she captures her audiences everywhere. And so she has
right.
a million devices going, and I'm like,
We try it, y'all. We try it. Okay, so our first point that we want to talk about is defining your brand, your mission clearly, and the things that you need to do. So, you want to make sure that when you're deciding that you want to be this stylist, this loctician, this braider, this whatever it is that you want to be clear about why you're wanting to do it. Are you wanting to do this because you see someone else do it, or are you really passionate about what you do? And so you want to make sure that you are defining, like I knew from a child, like literally a 5-year old, that I was going to be into hair. I knew that no one couldn't tell me anything. When my mother was at work, I was in her cosmetology bag. And I literally, even by the time I always did hair, so by the time I got into middle school, I literally had a full clientele of adults.
wow.
So I knew. it was it wasn't a shadow of a doubt. And so as I was branding, well, not even branding myself at that point, as I was just going through the journey of becoming a stylist, and I went through cosmetology school and all that good stuff, and I moved down here to Atlanta, I really knew then that I wanted to be more than just a stylist. I actually wanted to create a brand. I wanted to put my stamp on this industry. And that's kind of what I've been doing this whole time. So when we're talking about making sure that you're defining your brand, there's a lot of people, as you know, a lot of people are just out here doing stuff just to make money. They're not even sure if they really want to do it. They just know that they have a skill set. They're just trying to make money. You want to make sure that you are really passionate about what you're doing, because if it's all about the money, it's going to show. We're sorry about the feedback, y'all. Um, just we're sorry. We're sorry. But again, you want to make sure that you're not out here just willy nilly doing things, because it's going to eventually show. It's going to show in your integrity or lack thereof. It's just going to even show in your work and how you present yourself. Jessica, what is your interpretation of define your brand?
I agree. I'm getting comments that there's too much echoing on the IG. And I really want, if we can save the conversation, maybe we have to save it for IG so we can have people really properly engage. Because it's a lot of comments coming back about the feedback. And so, oh, I muted you. You have to unmute you.
Do you want to just get off of StreamYard and then just do IG, and then maybe I guess post to
I want to stay on. I know now we have a discrepancy. I wanted to
right?
stay on
Maybe I
StreamYard
can mute while.
because it's going to more places, and I want to make sure my people can access. So someone's moved to YouTube. So the Popcorn Box Atlanta, is it feedback still on YouTube, or is it that you were on IG and you moved to YouTube? So I think while she's gonna respond, hmm,
See, normally I just do it on you on IG,
yeah.
and
The
so
thing,
I don't know.
the thing with Streamlabs is we can record it and we can show. Although the layout of it is long, we can share it to. Oh, she was on IG and she moved to YouTube.
Okay.
So I think IG is the one that has too much echo. When you see the comments, right? Will
Mm-hmm.
there be a replay? I may be. Oh, someone said she may be disconnected. I'm so sorry, y'all.
I know.
If April does it by herself, that's gonna be weird.
Right.
But I appreciate y'all staying. I see y'all still staying. Y'all pausing. You're like, okay, well, because we really want to get into this, but I really don't want to have
Right.
people straining to hear.
I'm wondering if it's. Mm.
Yeah. So can any yeah, I never did the
Do they have
IG.
a way of being able to get onto your StreamYard? No, with a link, or they have to be in.
Yeah, we could share the link. Oh, well, they would just watch this in on the YouTube or the Facebook group. I would share a YouTube link. I could share the YouTube link. They would just watch it from. They can watch it from there.
I'm just
I
wondering.
went live earlier, and I went live on these the same three platforms here that I'm streaming to, and on my personal IG. And it was fine until I got a phone call, so it wasn't providing echo. So I think it might be picking up sound from
It's
if
probably
your
my.
device, your volume. Can you turn the volume down on all your devices,
Let's
all the
see.
way down? Yeah, thank you for. Yep, you right in line. I appreciate this. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes.
See, because
Is that
April's
fair?
she's too big. She got all of her all of
I
her
know, 'cause I want to see
following
what
and
it's called.
numbers, and so she needs to stream all over the
And
place.
share this, y'all. Like, if there's some, if you all that are on here that are stylists, share.
Mm.
Yes, I do have my computer on with the StreamYard with Jessica, for I can be on her platform, but then I have my phone. But I don't hear it now. Do you guys still hear it? Because I've turned it down. Maybe that was it. Maybe I
Yeah,
can.
maybe that was it. Because she did say sometimes you can turn your volumes down. So
Can y'all, if y'all can hear it, do a thumbs up in the chat.
in the IG and in Facebook. Because we have some
Okay.
gems I want to tell y'all about.
Yes. Okay. So Jessica, what is your? Can you expound on the defining your?
Yeah, I say your brand. First of all, your brand's mission is really going to be a part something you're passionate about. You can't fake that. So if you're doing something that is as authentic as possible, your brand is always going to be a reflection of you. I share my story. April shares her story. All of you have stories about why you started what you're doing. I can't ever replicate that, right? Because we're all just as unique. I'm a social worker that had a meltdown about my hair and started natural hair and went into it that way. That's my story. And so in using these skills has been a part of what I created as a brand. It'll attract people like you. If you are into law of attraction, manifestation, any of that, but even just science, you like energy attracts. So when you are authentic, you will attract aspects of yourself in this. So I've attracted all types of with people that I think are really good to be in my life and your life. That's what I would say about when you're creating your brand. Be as authentic as possible. Remember the why you're doing what you're doing. Um, a lot of people have really powerful stories. They tell me about why they want to get the training skills and certify their skills through my program. And, a lot of it's a lot of the same kind of stories, but they're really connected to that person's story. Some
Right.
people want to help. I think a lot of people are at the core are really good people. So that, I would say that's my advice when you're creating and defining. But if it's like a brand, if you notice almost every corporate business, they all the business trainings I go to, all of you know, it all boils down to the stories that people have as to why they created what they created. And it's a very human story. It can be a software company, it can be whatever. So that's going to come out more and more as you grow your business and scale it to different levels. You could be there getting requesting funding, venture capital, $1 million, $2 million in funding. Your story is going to be what actually is most likely going to get that person to fund you. So, and obviously numbers, but a lot of times that's how people's things go. So I just say you connect there. Number one, that's the first step. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Define what it means. We did want to say this. We're gonna be real, y'all. Don't create or try to create a business on trying to undermine somebody.
Yes.
Bad seeds to plant.
Ooh.
That person's doing something and I'm jealous. I want to do, or I don't think people really listening to do that, but you might know somebody like that.
Right.
And that's where my social work therapist hat comes on and says, we're going to get to that. That's actually part of this topic as to your why. You don't want to plant bad seeds and think they're going to grow into something fruitful. You want to make sure that is a true reflection of you and your skills or your
Right.
passion or your dedication and commitment. If that's something that you really want to grow. So don't try to do things with ill intent.
Right. Which leads us into our next part, which is research.
Mhm.
Before, when you are coming up with your name, you need to do, whether it's your name of your product, brand, whatever the names are, you need to research. You need to go on your Secretary of State in your area to make sure that no one in your state has your name. You need to also go on to the USTPO, the trademark search, to
Mhm.
make sure no one has your name. Don't just create a business and someone else has it. Okay.
Mhm.
And we're going to get into it a little bit later.
We can go ahead now. Let's get to the juice. You got a story. I got a story.
Listen, those of you who have been following me and been in my tribe since 2009, y'all know how passionate I am about what I do. You know, my following grew rather quickly because of the way I promoted myself, the way I jumped in. You know, I was new to Atlanta. Nobody was really doing natural hair like I was doing. So I had to put myself out there. So I did a lot of um, networking with brands that were bigger than me, who had hair shows, fashion shows, all these different things, so that I could be a part. So my brand grew, relatively quickly, and um, because people saw that, a lot of people wanted to hop on the bandwagon of it. And so I realized then I had to brand myself. Even when it came fast forward up into a couple years ago, well, not even a couple years ago, in 2013 with my product line, Hydrate Me Please. I didn't have all of the counsel that I needed, but luckily I had intellectual property. So again, before I came up with my name, it is crazy because there is another stylist, April B, out there, but hers is BEE. Mine
Oh
is
wow.
stylist April B. Hers is stylist April BEE. And we kind of do the same thing. But she has her brand, I have my brand. So as far as that goes, I'm not too pressed about that. But when it came to my product line, Hydrate Me Please, when I discovered or decided that was going to be the name, I went onto the trademark website. I searched for Hydrate Me Please. There was no hair products. There was absolutely nothing out here that for hair products that said hydrate me please. So at the time I did not have the resources financial wise, or at least I thought so, I didn't have, to get this trademark. But what I did start developing was intellectual property. And when I say intellectual property, I started operating in commerce. I started selling this product, branding this product underneath the Stylist April B brand, and it was all, selling it to clients, all these different things. So when it came down, 2 years ago, I decided to finally trademark it, and I ended up getting some hassle from one of the examining attorneys, because another major brand, which I won't say, those of you who've heard the story out my mouth, for real, y'all know what brand it is. And this brand is a major hair care brand, but it's a white owned company that sells black hair care products. They literally, and it wasn't necessarily them, it was the examining attorney that wasn't trying to allow my trademark to go through, because this company went in and trademarked Hydrate Me, not Hydrate Me Please, but they went and trademarked Hydrate Me. And this is how I know that they saw my brand. You saw my brand because your font and my font is the exact same font, same color and everything. And these people got dollars. They got dollars. Oh, she said it's echoing. Oh my God. Let me,
It's echoing on where?
I'm guessing, how does that sound? Maybe if I turn it down. Is it still echoing, Raven? Does it sound a little bit better?
I turned my phone all the way off on IG.
Okay. But can you still hear me on?
I hear you. I hear you, but I
Okay.
know that it
I'm
might sound
turning
different.
it down a little bit on the computer. But if you can still hear me and they can still hear me on StreamYard, then we're okay.
Yeah, no
Okay.
one on my platforms has said
So
that it
what was I saying? Lord have mercy. This is what happens when you start getting old.
echoes. Hydrate me,
You be
please.
forgetting stuff. I
Hydrate
think
me.
COVID did something to my short term memory. Mm.
Yeah, I had it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this hair care brand, because they have top dollars and lawyers and stuff, I know that you just didn't come out of nowhere and decide to call your product Hydrate Me. But because me as stylist April B, I have a following. My following isn't that big on Hydrate Me Please, but my following as a stylist is big. So it's still cross brand. So you can still you've had to see me. You saw me. You saw me and you decided, okay, well, she has a brand. So if we just put Hydrate Me and people Google Hydrate Me, then they're going to automatically assume, my followers or their people will automatically assume that it's me, but it wasn't me. And so it was like almost like a 9 month situation. I had to get a attorney. It was just a lot because this company pretty much stole my brand. And there's some other people out there that have Hydrate Me, and I'm coming for y'all. I'm letting you know that now. I'm coming for y'all
Mm,
because there's no way that you did not go on the trademark website
right,
and
right,
research this. You cannot just get out there
yeah.
and just say, "Oh, I'm Miss Microlock." Like you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't just go on there and say, "Oh, I'm a create a product and I'm gonna call it Hydrate Me." Whether it's Hydrate Me or Hydrate Me Please, you can't just go out there and do that and think it's not going to come back to you. And see what
Mhm.
happened is the only product that was out there that was called Hydrate Me that was really active was a water bottle.
Mm.
So once I saw that, oh, it was a water
It's
bottle,
a different
I knew it
category.
wasn't going to be any conflict of
Right.
interest because this is a
Mhm,
hair care line. And what you don't
mhm.
understand about when it comes down to trademarking, you have to like there's categories.
Yes.
So what the conflict with the lawyer that was on the examining lawyer that was in the trademark system. This is not their
Mhm.
lawyer. This wasn't my lawyer. This is the lawyer that the files
For the
come
government.
past
Hmm.
so they could go ahead and
Examining
approve the
attorney.
trademark. They was like, okay, this is a conflict of interest. Um, you know, we don't know if this is going to go through. The hell if you don't. And I'm gonna tell you what saved me. The fact that I had invoices from 2013, the
Yes.
fact that I had pictures of my launch party from 2013. I
Hmm.
was, even though I didn't have it physically trademarked until 2 years ago,
Right.
because I've been selling this product and promoting this product underneath my brand since 2013, that's what saved me.
Hmm.
So they was not able to just even though their trademark was out there, they wasn't able to stop my trademark.
Right.
And so this particular company,
Good.
their Hydrate Me was just a conditioner. That was the category. That was their physical product. It was their main brand, but their particular conditioner was called Hydrate Me. My whole brand is Hydrate Me,
It's
please. So
hydrating.
I
So they
sit
can
in all
easily.
shampoos, oils, conditioners,
Mhm.
sprays, you name it, anything as far as a product goes in the hair care, my brand covers all of that. So you cannot just come behind me and create a hydrate me for any of your products because it is going to be a conflict of interest.
Mhm.
And so again, what saved my brand and my trademark ended up going through. I actually have two trademarks um, for Hydrate Me Please. And that's another thing I'll talk about. When I initially did the trademark, I was thinking the logo, the name, all of that was one. No,
Mm. Mm-mm.
you have to trademark your logo and you
Yeah.
got to trademark your name.
And you do it. You can do it together
You
as
have to
well.
do
Hmm.
both. So I actually have two trademarks under Hydrate Me. I was unaware. When I did the first time, I did it myself. And I thought it was straight. It went through, boom. It was the second one. And that was another leg up that I had because if you pass my first one, how you gonna try to stop the second one when the first
Yeah.
one will be approved? So these are the things that you have to pay
Little
attention
nuances.
to when it comes to you creating your brand, especially when it comes to products. Do your research.
Yeah. Research is in.
Google it. Google
Yeah.
it. You got to sit there and go through 20 pages of Google just to
Yeah.
make sure that nobody back in 1975
Yeah.
had something
Mhm.
called Hydrate Me Please or whatever
Mhm.
your brand is. Take the time to do that research. If you don't know how to do it yourself, make sure that you get a lawyer on hand that can take care and do all the research for you.
Yeah.
And because the thing about it is, when you are a go getter and you are a person who's putting your brand out there, and
Mm.
people see that whatever it is that you created is blowing up, they are going to hop on the bandwagon. Trust and believe. I've had people steal my whole entire website,
Mm.
copy and paste,
Same.
had pictures of my daughter on their site. Imagine, like, okay, Raven, for instance. Locks by Raven. Imagine Raven goes on to somebody calls Raven and says, "Hey Raven, somebody stole your website." And you like, "What?" And you go to bada and you see your whole entire website. I'm talking about your your your
Mm.
your your brand. your pictures of your child. This lady had pictures of my child. And if it wasn't for the followers, if it wasn't for the tribe, people calling me to say, "Hey, April, I don't know you, but I've been following your work all these years." But someone has your pictures, someone has your verbiage. So, and this person was in the Virgin Islands. So that's how far the reach is.
Yeah.
People will steal your stuff no matter where they are in the world. So
Yeah.
it's very, very, very important that you protect your brand. If you come up with an idea that you know for a shadow of a doubt, when you get the funding and you get the this and that it's going to blow up, trademark it. I don't care if it ain't going nowhere no time soon. Trademark it. I love you too, Cafele. Oh my God, don't make me cry on here, y'all.
Hey, Kafele.
Together. But make sure that you research, make sure that you protect your brand. I have 5 trademarks. Okay. 3 of my businesses that are they little side hustles. I have My Hair is Dope. I have the Fish Net Factory, and then of course I have
Right.
Hydrate Me Please, and I think I have something else, child. I don't know. I think I got one more. But even though I'm not doing anything like talking about it with the other brands right now, I have plans to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, they're already trademarked because I already know. Again, I have an
Okay.
audience, I have a presence. So somebody will try to jump on that bandwagon and try to steal my brand, and you can't. And so before I came up with the names of
Yeah.
all those businesses, I researched.
Yes.
Nobody had it. I got with my girl Shantia, and she trademarked everything for me. So
Yeah.
again, if you have an idea that you know for a shadow of a doubt that is going to blow up one day, trademark it. I don't care if you
So
ain't sold not one item, trademark it.
I don't know if they can hear me on IG because I received a phone call and it knocks my sound out. So I might have to come out and go back in.
I can
So
hear you.
okay, if anybody, if there's issues, let me know. But yeah, but even around the trademark, there's still, if you can't trademark, if you didn't have the chance to, there's still things that can still give you precedence, give you authority. First use, establishing first use. You can also, there's
Can you
ways
hear?
about
I'm
it.
sorry, Jessica. Can you hear us, Kafele? Can y'all hear us? He said, can we be louder? Can you
Can
hear
you
us?
hear
Y'all
me?
can hear us? Let us know.
Because I cut the volume down on IG, but I don't know if that affects my sound. It's just because it was
I
too
can
much
hear you.
feedback. Okay, okay, and y'all can hear
Hey,
me
Malca.
over here. Yes, okay, good. Y'all can hear. Yeah, because even you got your story and I got mine. I was very vocal last year about Microlock Masters. Someone came out with Microlock. Can you believe that? I had Microlock Mastery up and running. Already at that point was nearing 100 already enrolled students worldwide. And here comes somebody. Now you cannot tell me that that was a mistake because in order for you to type Microlock Master, you have to get halfway, almost there. So, and I give people a warning. If y'all know, y'all can put pieces of puzzle together, but that person has rebranded. So we are not an academy or a team. We are Michael Mastery. The same people that did that. So that if you think about what you wouldn't do, right? Like say you're searching, you're like, oh man, I had I had in mind to use the lock den as the name of my business, but I see there's already a lock den here. I'm not gonna go call it, like you would. I think you would try to be more. Most people wouldn't want to just blatantly infringe, but sometimes people don't know, or sometimes people have ill intention because they want to confuse your audience. And the trademark office has specific. That's one of the things that can stop somebody else's trademark is likelihood of confusion. Is the market going to be confused and actually spend their money intending it to go on one um, business and accidentally spending it on another because there was so much substantial confusion between the two products? That's enough to shut somebody down. So it's all these different things that you have to think about, and we're speaking from experience, from having actually had things shut down, having these things shown in the trademark office to be something that was ruled against for the other party. So I put some little read between the lines about what I said. And would you trust that? But we're gonna go to the next points. Oh wait, research. Actually, there's more about I can be heard on Facebook and YouTube. Awesome. Let me get back to the point real quick that we had. I think we're still in the research.
Yeah.
Any other points on it? Oh, was this existing before me? Yeah,
Hmm.
we said all those points. Anything else you want to add to it?
No, just make sure you guys are doing the research. That's, I mean, that if you, because if you don't do the research on the brand that you're trying to create, and you come behind somebody who has already created this brand, been operating in this brand, whether it's been trademarked or not, it's going to cost you some dollars, especially if that person, like such as myself. The reason why the company who I was talking about earlier, what I forgot to mention, we end up having to go into a coexist agreement. So they had to take off all those categories. Remember, I was talking about the oil, the hair, the shampoo. So they just, instead of them listing their product as all of these different things, we end up coming with a coexist agreement because they did not want to have to go to court, because they would have had to owe me a lot of money. And the
Mm-hmm.
people that are out there still using Hydrate Me for their products, y'all gonna owe me some money because my brand has been out there since 2013.
April don't play. But that's what can happen for our business. We don't want to establish a business by accident and
Right,
really build a lot on it and then get a cease and desist. And if you ignore that, you're going to go to court and you're going to be sued and they're going to leverage your bank account. Like it's going to get real nasty.
right,
But there's a lot of steps before it gets to that point. And I go all the way back to mindset, to intention. I say as a therapist, we go back like, why, what is the intention behind what you're doing? And if you are very confident that what you have um, is a passion and a gift, and you don't mean ill will, and you want to really display it and share your gift and talents and brands, you're going to be all right. You just,
right.
but if not, you're going to have a lot of trouble. What's the
Exactly.
next? We want to go to the next point?
So I think we cut. Well, I guess we almost kind of covered. Let's see.
The next point is protect. Because I think we did cover all the points in research, but we can always come back. I want to make sure we,
Right. And then the protecting is like we said earlier. Like make sure that you go in and
yeah.
you go
But
and if you don't know how to do the trademark yourself, find someone who can trademark your business for you. Like I
mhm,
said, protect it because you know that you've worked hard for it. You've created this thing. You don't want anyone to come and jump on a bandwagon of what you created just because it's a popular thing. So just overall, again, I can't stress enough, protect your brand. Do all the necessary things that it takes to brand yourself. If you
mhm.
can't afford the thousands of dollars that some of these lawyers are charging to trademark, because it actually doesn't cost that much. It costs 200 and something dollars to trademark. It really does.
But there's a little caveats too. There's a principal register, there's a secondary register, and one
Yep.
is a lot more, one is a lot easier to fight, and one is a lot harder. And
Right.
so we want to even get our stuff on a principal register, which I have
Right.
my Glock Mastery certified on a principal register. No, go ahead.
Exactly. Exactly. So just make sure that you
Mhm,
hire someone. If you don't have the money to hire a lawyer, then you're going to have to do the grassroots way and do it yourself. But make sure you literally sit down and read and study and study and study on how to do it yourself so that
mhm,
you don't make that same mistake that I did in the beginning when I thought I was doing it myself and I, you know, was just only doing the name. I mean, my logo, not my name.
mhm, mhm. Um, do y'all mind if I just gotta let the babysitter know that I'm in the middle of a live, and
I can't hear you.
I have to. I'm just letting the babysitter know.
No, I can't hear nothing. Okay, now I can hear you.
I'm letting the babysitter know that we're still on live, so you can continue. Um, I'm gonna just tell her 9:30.
Okay. Oh, it's been almost an hour already.
Yeah, we wanna. I just want to make sure I have enough time because she good. I know I just got off IG. Let me know if you see me. My
Yep.
back. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. So I
Let's,
guess we can move to point four because we kind of talked within the research and protect.
yeah.
We
There's
kind
a
of
couple of
covered
things
that.
I want to say about protect though that goes
Okay.
beyond the trademark. So, like I mentioned before, your vision is your vision, your branding is your branding. The more unique your brand is to you, the more receipts you have of what you've done, the easier it will be for you to protect. So really
Right.
authentically be that. So, you know how people will pop out and say, I've been doing this for 20 years and I'm the master of this and I have this academy, you know, and it's like, but where are your receipts? Like you have time-stamped YouTube videos, you have, like you said, receipts. So that there's other ways that you can continue to protect what you're doing and show the passion. It's like I said, it's crucial to be confident in your work, vision, and branding. Don't oh, this is just something random. Don't rely on likes, views, temporary convincing. Know what you stand on is solid. So I say that to say some things, especially in the IG land, blow up real big, have a lot of followers. Some are bought, some are real, and it can give a look as if something. Well, attorneys will target and take. They can easily take down IG pages, easily take down Facebook. There's a whole legal department that they can communicate with, take down those pages. Don't get fooled by seeing that as a success of a company or a brand or someone feeling like what I have is solid. It's your actual work. It's your actual longevity with what you're doing. It's the all the other things that you put in place to establish the solidity of your brand. It's to say,
Right.
yeah, is it real? Is it really? Um, yeah. So
And
that was
be
also
careful of the snakes. Um, there's a situation here. Lord have mercy. There's a situation with another brand. I'm gonna try not to get angry. Okay. There's a situation with another brand. This person has two salons, one here, one up top. And this person, I feel, because it's so many different things that has happened with this person. And I've never actually had a whole lot of dealings with this person, but I do know the brand. The brand is popular, the brand is out there. Um, and this particular person in the old salon that I was working in, this particular person came in there, worked as a pop-up stylist, what have you, yada yada yada. While the person was working in there, I happened to go to the bathroom and come out the bathroom, and this person is legit holding my products. Now, at the time, this particular person, like I said, this it's a huge brand. They got good marketing dollars or whatever
y'all
they
have heard of
out
them.
there. They way out there. But I feel like I've somehow influenced them because way back in the day, there was only like three of us that was doing lock extensions like that, to the point where people were coming in and out of the country for me to do lock extensions. Okay. So I feel like, not trying to toot my horn, but I feel like I did have an influence on this person, or maybe had an influence on someone else. I'm not sure. But I know for a fact it was only three of us doing lock extensions like that, any and everywhere. Um, and this person has created their brand around that. Fast forward, this person, I physically watched this person hold my product and was looking at it. And I'm looking at her like, okay, you know, and she's just like, oh, your product. The person leaves. They stopped me. They did their little pop up while they was there. Next thing I know, I'm getting inboxed by my clients. I'm getting inboxed by other people who I don't know who just follow my brand. And they're like, April, what is this? This looks like Hydrate Me, Please. Now, this person only had an oil and this person only had a gel. I had shampoo, conditioner, refresher spray, you name it, I had it. Because this was during right after COVID, and that's when I created the rest of the line. You know, the jars look the same, the
It's crazy.
colors look the same. And this is what I'm saying, how even though my brand is trademarked and all this stuff, This person has literally, you left here, went back to wherever you were at, and now you have a refresher spray that looks exactly like mine.
Yeah.
I had, because during COVID, those of us who have products and stuff, it was hard for us to get bottles. It was hard for us to get tops. It was hard for us to get stuff. So during that time, I had to change. I had a twist top oil at first, but because everything was going on with COVID, I ended up having to do a drop top oil, which I liked better anyway because you can get into your scalp and into your updo with the drop top oil. Next thing you know, this person got a drop top oil.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Ooh,
and I
child.
know that I feel like it's blatant disrespect
Yeah.
because you didn't have none of these products prior. How is it that you all of a sudden now have a refresher spray?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, a lot of people have refresher sprays. But what I'm saying is the fact that I saw you holding my
Yeah.
product,
And you didn't have
and
it
all of a
before.
sudden within 2 or 3 weeks, now
Yeah.
all of a sudden your branding that you have
That
on
happens.
and your labels look similar to mine. Your brand colors are similar to mine.
It's a
It is
tough.
a clear case of I have this big following. I have these marketing dollars, probably more than you, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there because I got the following. And my stuff is trademarked. So now I'm gonna have to go to my trademark lawyer
Yeah, and spend
to ask
money.
her, is there anything that I can do? Because it's not like this is an assumption. This is not an assumption. I saw you looking at my product. I saw my
Yeah.
product in your hand and you
Yeah.
looking at it. And now all of a sudden you have it. You have the same bottles. You have this like
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah.
To the point where I caught even when, let me go back to the story of when the person was working
Uh oh, you frozen.
salon
Wait,
on
wait.
top of
Okay, wait.
office. The person
April.
turned around, offered the owner of the salon to buy it. The salon owner was like,
She on fire.
no,
Mm.
because my stylists have their own brand and they're not going to want to conform to your brand. It went from that to this person literally moving upstairs, upstairs.
It's maddening. It's maddening, and I know I we need more spaces where we can vent and talk about stuff like this because it
Yes,
and this is the parts of business that I think we need to have more conversations about because a lot of us go in with such good intentions and sometimes naive, and then stuff like this happens and it's either it shatters you, it disappoints you, you feel like you're alone, you feel like it just feels crazy. You're like, how could people do this? Because I wouldn't do this,
right.
and it's maddening sometimes.
And
It
it's been
really
a
is.
roller coaster.
Yeah,
It was a roller coaster because, like I said, the person literally moved their brand right
and that's
upstairs.
crazy because
Then it was time for us to renew the lease,
that's crazy.
and then the leasing office is like, "Hey, we got an offer for double the lease."
Mm.
You wanted that space that bad
So
that
how do
you
you?
offered double the lease. Then
It goes
we
on.
decided to move. And then, so at first I was upset about the connivingness of the situation,
Yeah.
but I also thank her in a way. I never said it to her, but I'm thanking her in a way because that situation forced the owner to be like, F this, I don't even want to deal with this at all. April, you can have it.
Mm.
And so that
That's a
put me
gift.
into my own salon. So
Yep.
everything happens for a reason. Even though it
Yes.
was, I was like, good, this chick won't quit. Like, what type of,
Yeah, that's hard because sometimes you clearly see that they are actually coming
like for real.
for you,
Then
or at
when
least
I
what
was
you have.
right, but
Yeah.
then when I was in building out the salon, Soul Bougie Salon, I have big windows. The old salon only got 1 or 2 windows.
Mm.
I have big windows where anybody can walk up and just look into the salon. As I'm building out, I catch this person looking in the window
Oh
on
my
2 different occasions. Those of y'all, like you see, I have green everywhere. Like there's plants,
gosh.
plants everywhere, like plants everywhere. Now all of a sudden, you got plants everywhere. Like what in the world?
Yeah, it's and then you're gonna just see the little nuances, and people won't get it, but you get it because you know they have such a track record before of taking. So it's not like nobody can have plants, but it's like add on to all the other times,
Right.
and it just kind of it's frustrating
Explain your
because it's
situation because you have a similar.
well, I think people can look around and see, but I don't need to go too deep into it. But it's just um what you were saying though, I want it's a good point for people who are working in salons. I have a lot of people that are in my program that are in salons currently or maybe in a salon, and it becomes really important also to protect your skills, your things you have going on. I wanted to make that comment. Um because it's not uncommon, right, for people to have somebody working in their space and all of a sudden they've kind of taken things. I've heard some stories. So you want to think about how to protect what you have that may be and while you're in someone else's space. But I'll let it come up as it comes. I'm gonna move to the points because it's gonna come out. But oh, I see some comments here too. Ooh, oh, very good for info from the both of you. Thank you. You remember that, April? Oh, Taste the Tea Salon. She's actually my Michael Lock Mastery certified coach. You know her, Tasha.
What's her name?
Tasha.
I know a lot of Tashas.
I know. Scary.
Hey,
Popcorn box. I
Tasha.
understand.
It is scary. It's very scary because again, it'd be a difference if this was an assumption. It's
Mhm.
two occasions that I've
Yeah.
used this person. Not only were you looking through my window and I saw that, I
Hmm.
physically saw you holding my product. And it's one of
Man.
those things where give credit where credit is due. If I've
Yes.
inspired you, say that.
That's one of the
To
points we were.
blatant copy or to do similarities just because you have a further reach than I do, that's not even sisterhood.
No.
That's not, what about us being black women?
Right.
And she's not always black,
I mentioned
but
that earlier in
still.
my live in my group because I said I would be crazy to not speak on being inspired, totally inspired by Sister Locks, and totally respectful of what was built before I even got locks. And so I knew that what I was contributing was, first of all, I didn't even look at, I never seen a Sister Lock tool or any other thing. So it wasn't anything I was just going to copy and try to come for. But I knew that when I was building what I termed microlocks, which is a big part of the microlock story of if it not even having gone down the route of sister locks, and also out of respect for both sister locks and something I was filling in what was needed, was refinement, repair, reattachments, a lot of things that using freedom use of tools, system, parting grid, all those things. Although there was a connection through my mentor, she'd formally disconnect. She gave all credit, a really beautiful letter. As she was trained directly by Joanne. And because she wanted to make sure she severed that professionally and then operated in using the new tool and system. And then I came in under her with how my locks were established and how I further did my business. So it was always, and to this day, I feel like almost half of our enrolled students and certified pros are Sister Lock certified. So it's a thing that can be in harmony, etc. I just
Mhm.
had to say that because I know that that would come up in my mind too if I saw someone with small lungs. But also building up a brand where there was a unique contribution I was, making and all those things. I'm not going to go into some of the other stories about what is happening now, what we're seeing now with the micro ox and all the teams and academies and things coming out. But we are very it's very interesting. Let's get to the next point because I do want to, for the sake of time, get to the points. We have protect. Did we go over protect all
Yep,
the
we
way?
did
Yep.
protect, grow
And now we're gonna
properly,
do grow properly.
grow your brand, grow your brand with integrity. Um, take classes if you need to. If you don't know, don't just hop on a bandwagon of something without properly knowing all the aspects of it. Invest in yourself, invest in your brand. This shows your clients that you are staying on top of being the cutting edge of whatever it is that you do, right? You didn't see, I just seen something and okay, now I want to do it too. You know what I'm saying? We
Yep.
all get inspired by different people. We all, nothing is new
All of
underneath
us
the
are
sun.
inspired. Yep.
Nothing is new underneath the sun. We all do the same styles. You just add your touch to it. But don't act like you created that if you didn't.
Yeah. Don't give credit. That's a huge thing we have in our community. I don't understand. That doesn't take away your shine by giving respect to what has inspired you, especially if you know you are blatantly very similar and
Right.
you posture as if you try to undermine. That's what I'm dealing with. You're dealing with as well. Currently, try to underline what you're doing. No credit whatsoever, even when the name was almost identical, even when
Hmm.
we had our sales page copied. And the thing that really bothers me on a deeper level is that I didn't get into doing this service or the program um, just to be like, oh, I'm gonna make money and I'm gonna. It was like this helped me. Y'all know, I mean, I always say I'm always gonna be a social worker, but it helped me even with my degrees. It helped when I couldn't get a job, when I was a single mother, in custody court, back and forth. Child's father couldn't even give me a damn can of formula. I stormed out while I was doing hair. I had to hustle and grind, and I knew that this was a gift to have this skill and do it right. To do it
Hmm.
right was key because I could have easily anytime not had a business if I was playing in people's hair. If there's women that are just like me that are vulnerable that sit in a chair, I too at one point was a client wanting my hair done too. And for me to know how vulnerable a position it is for women to be in your chair, know how you can use these skills to help them and yourself. That was the power behind it. So I feel like I'm getting off track with the point I was trying to make with that. Oh, my vision was something that was a different vision and more of helping and creating empowering ways for us to create income for ourselves, feel fabulous about how we looked,
Hmm.
and not just. And I knew I was trying to. I was always paying attention to how can I improve this skill. And now these women are coming in with locks and baggies. And at the time, the current sister lock training didn't have reattachment or extensions, and that's when I went in and created something. And I worked really hard. So we were talking about giving credit. Oh, so I remember some of my first photo shoots with these spring curls. I got that from a woman called the Video Loctician back in the day. She was really popular on YouTube, and I purchased her spring lock kit, and that's how I learned how to do pipe cleaner sets. And I always talked about her in my videos on YouTube. She inspired me. I didn't create that, but that was this like my statement kind of thing. She did the spiral, the coil. I learned. I had to teach myself how to figure out how to spiral it, and that. But that is a part of my story, and I have to give credit along the way. Marquetta Breslin inspired me. She did DVDs and trainings. Actually, I'm gonna interview with her tomorrow. I love her. And so, but always give credit if you're inspired. That is how we grow. That's how we support each other. What you bestow onto others is what you will receive. And so
Hmm.
I know a lot of people like to. Sometimes I think I'm not going to speak on it. I'm talking about thinking about numbers and how much we're swayed by like popularity, but we tend to not go deeper into like where those people were inspired. It's not always about numbers. There's people that have really made huge impact that don't have huge following or don't have the flashiness, but they have the knowledge, they have the foundation, they have the longevity. So the quality of your work and your product will be what speaks volumes, right? So quality over quantity a lot of times. So make
Right.
sure you are always improving on the actual product.
Right.
So that's what we aim to do. Because I could do something a certain way and get a lot of names to show something or a lot of something, but that's not that would impact negatively the quality. So I don't do it that way. Because at the end of the day, the product needs to speak for itself. The results
Right.
need to speak for themselves. Um, and so that
Just
goes into
operate with integrity.
that's the integrity discussion. Your work, your quality, your professionalism, your credit.
Right.
And if you're on all I say if you're spiritual, you know, you reap what you sow. You can't plant a bad seed or try to build a beautiful mansion on a rotten wood foundation that's going to rot
Mhm.
away. It will fall apart some way. Something will be exposed. It won't last long. But
Right.
if and it's more at stake, I think, for us as Black women, especially who have businesses in this industry, we have the ability to really amass, I feel like, a great wealth and prosperity, and especially if we can collaborate. But
Yes.
we squander, we let our egos get in the way, we let our fears. Um, some people, like you said, are moving these snaky ways. But that's when I say mental health here. Okay, I'm a therapist. I got to talk about it. Everybody in business goes through something. It will trigger the mess out of you. And the more you have to heal, like whatever you're not healing through is going to show up. So
Right.
some people feel like they have to be conniving or they have to take stuff because there's something else within them,
Mhm.
right, that they probably need to go square away with some mental health support. So a lot of things will trigger us. But even if you're a good person operating integrity, you could feel defeated. You could there's a lot of reasons why I would say make sure that you are inevitably going to show through what you're doing, your brand. So make sure that you support yourself therapeutic with therapy somehow. What
Right.
therapeutic intervention? You don't always have to.
Right. And just
Has all her stuff.
operate just in a good mindset. Like you know, you can't just because may have the marketing dollars and may have a bigger reach. That's only gonna last for so long.
It's all
And it,
crumbling
it and it
down.
may only impress new people. Those who know. And it's not going to last. So again, when you are creating your brand, make sure you know why you're creating your brand. Are you creating this because, oh, I know so and so down the street is doing it, but I got a bigger following, so I'm gonna go ahead and copy it because I can make the money? Or are you doing this because you're trying to change lives? You know what I'm saying? I do what I do because I love what I do, and then I'm also trying to change lives the through my hair. If we all know, as a stylist or even a beauty professional, we're more than just a physical person. We are the therapist to our clients. We are the shrinks, the therapists, whatever name you want to call it, life coach. We the doctors. I'm everything to my clients. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm everything to my clients. I have relationships beyond the chair with my clients. And that took a long time. It took a while to build that. I had to show up for them. I had to show them that I was about my business. You know what I'm saying? Don't halfway do something. If you're going to be in it, do it. Because when it comes down to it, it's going to show. So, just make sure that, again, you're doing these with these branding, and you trying to brand yourself. Make sure you're doing it for the right reason. And don't just hop on a bandwagon of what everybody is doing because you know how to do it too. And it will behoove you to go to the person that you're learning or inspired by and say, hey, you know what? You inspired me. Can you mentor me? Even if you're just as good as them. You don't know everything, though. You know what I'm saying? You don't know everything. You need to. Is it an echo still? Let me see.
But we want to thank y'all on IG for sticking through. I see that goes up and down,
Yeah,
but they
is
comment and then they probably like, "Girl, I can't take the echo no
I
more."
know we're gonna
We're
we're
gonna do
gonna
a
do
devoted
this, and
IG.
we're gonna figure it out on a different platform. Just
Yeah.
thank y'all for those who have been on here. Those who are just tuning in, we've been pretty much talking about protecting your brand,
Yes.
going through the proper channels of researching your brand before you really, really put it out there, making sure um, that people are not stealing your intellectual property. The Money Council, Shay, that's on here, she went through a whole situation where she's out there, she's putting herself out there because she's a CPA. Woo-hoo! This
Hmm.
girl, she done been in
Oh,
school her
good. We
whole
always
life,
do
and
that.
she out here getting it. And she worked hard. This girl has put herself through college. She has done all these things just for someone else to literally come and try to steal her name. So it doesn't just happen in the beauty industry. This is in
Everywhere.
finance. This is in every area of business. Like, make sure you protect your brand. Make sure you are researching your brand again. Make sure that you, if you can't afford an attorney right now to get your stuff trademarked, make sure that you are
Hmm.
at least building intellectual property, because that will save you in the long run, like it has me. And it was so crazy because Shay was the one that called me up, like, "Girl, somebody trademark hydrate me." I was like, "What should I? Oh, you better get on it now."
Yeah, your people look out. Y'all look out.
They
And
let
every
me
time
know.
when
They
you
let
think you
me know.
alone, I get people like, girl, and I'm like, what?
Yes, yes.
And I
So
thank y'all for that.
again, our overall mission
Mhm,
today was just to inspire you all to brand accordingly, brand truthfully, brand
mhm,
with integrity.
mhm.
Again, if you're inspired by someone in the same genre as you, same area as you, reach out to that person. Don't be conniving though. Reach out to them and
It's
say,
gonna
"Hey,
bite you
can you mentor
hard.
me? Can you
Yes,
mentor me?
snake.
Can you give me some pointers? Can you
Yes.
give me some steps?" Don't deliberately go behind their back because you got the marketing dollars more than somebody else, and then you're gonna just go and just steal their brand blatantly in their face, and then you actually think that you have a leg to stand on, because it's not gonna last. It'll last
Yeah.
for a little bit, but it's not going to last like you think it is.
No, never. It
And
never
people
does. If
don't
it's
do
not
know
authentic.
all fads end. True
Yep.
integrity lasts until after the person has died and is moved on into a legacy.
And then I do want to say, so once we know about, some people know for both of our stories about who ended up doing a snaky behavior, right? So I like to ask them, would you invest your hard-earned money knowing that someone or hard-earned money into someone or something that took or stole the information that they're trying to build something on, without a true understanding or connection to what they're promoting. So, like copying something that you made from your heart, you might have had dreams about it. Some of us had that kind of connection. I dream about stuff. It
Me
comes
too.
through. I put it into the business, and it's so it kind of is like a part of us. And if somebody goes and tries to copy it, but people are investing money into that, it that's scary. But would you, once people, sometimes they'll be exposed, but then you're like, would you really want to invest money if you see something that looks like a copy of something or very very similar? I would be very cautious about putting my money into something like that, because that they have been proven to be a thief. And you don't, that integrity level, I wouldn't want anybody even touching my hair that I know is dishonest. And you know what your grandma said, you lie, you steal, you kill. Like it all it all to me is very negative qualities that I wouldn't want portrayed in someone that has a program or an academy or whatever,
Right.
that has been shown already to be doing fraudulent things. Um, True spiritual assignments are real. Yeah, I like the Money Council. I'm gonna follow you. Okay, it be
Oh yeah,
making me think
she'll
stuff
get
what
your
I.
she'll get your books right.
IG, yeah, okay. I know a lot of business people have you thriving on IG, April, but there's a lot of issues. I said IG pages. My other IG page had 12K followers, 12K, and it got shut down. So my Michael Locker Mastery page, y'all see
It
with the
got
little,
shut down.
yeah. They needed me to prove my identity. I proved my identity. I showed them all, and they still to restore it, and they never restored it. But the thing is, I fell back onto the Michael Lock Mastery page, which is smaller, and then so the trademark infringer that we already did a cease and desist
Yes, popcorn.
created the other pages that have a whole lot of followers, and some people even thinking that it's associated with me, and it's not. And then I noticed my numbers and engagement were going down on IG. Y'all, I'm very vocal about y'all on IG, and I'm like, what's going on? Because on the other platforms it would be different. Maybe not. Don't. It's not like a million likes on a post, but still a little bit more. And so I found out that impacts that, but it all can be shut down in an instant as soon as we get it shut down. But it's still very threatening to businesses to have that experience.
Right.
Scammers are trying to take oh
Yes,
trying to take over by any means
they will.
win,
They,
but
they
that's
did it in my face. If they do it in your face,
they're playing in
they'll
your
do it
face.
behind the screen.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's sad. It's just, it makes it hard because I built my brand off of Craigslist and Twitter years ago
I did put some posts on Craigslist. Yeah. I was
I built
this
my
the TV
brand
shows.
before. And so
Hmm.
this new generation that's coming up, because they're more, tech savvy and stuff, it's easy to steal stuff.
Mhm.
The people who like us who got it out the mud, as they say, we're having to work harder to prove that, hey, we've been here.
Mhm.
This, y'all are actually doing what you do because we paved the way. So again, it's one of those things where give credit. When I started doing natural hair, I never intended to be a braider. I was just good at it. But I knew in branding myself, I had to figure out something to put my name out there. I saw one of the hair magazines, and it's a stylist up in Jersey, Najetti. I saw her work.
Yeah, she's been on my panels
Like,
at my
oh, I can
events.
do
I love
that,
her. Mhm.
but I'll put my own spin on it.
Mhm.
I didn't see anybody on in the streets of Atlanta walking around doing updos. Nobody was doing updos for real. But I always made it a point to tell people I got inspired by Najetti. I seen her work in the magazine. Probably you saw more eclectic styles and things like that up top back home in New York. You will see locks and styled locks. You will see
In
natural hair
Brooklyn.
braids.
Mhm.
In the South, that was a new thing. So I was able to hone in on that. But never once did I not say that this woman did not inspire me. I got inspired by her. And then I just took my styling and my creativity and just went. I'm not gonna say I went beyond her, but I did what I was doing. I put my April B stamp on it.
Mhm.
Now the whole world is doing updos and doing everything. But people have a hard time giving credit. And it's not that I expect people to come and be like, oh my God, April. It ain't that, but don't walk around here as if you created something because you didn't. There's nothing new underneath the sun. There was locks and braids in the ancient times. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's go back to Egypt, Kemet. Okay. Let's go back to Kemet before any of our ancestors, our recent ancestors, were even born.
Yeah.
There's nothing new underneath the sun.
Nope. We're going. Oh, you frozen. Well, you were frozen. Okay, you good.
Okay.
So we're gonna. Um.
I think we
Well, we
covered
have a few
everything.
minutes, and I'm gonna wrap it. But I want to. There's a couple of popular legal cases I want to share. One is in the hair industry, big one. I don't think she'll mind me sharing, but I might not. I'll.
Well,
I
don't
love
say the person
this
name. Just
person.
say the situation.
Well, it was public. It's a pop
Okay.
because it's a famous person. Um, but all y'all know the movie Good Hair, right? Chris Rock. What you think about that movie? You don't need to tell me.
Well, good
It
hair.
was if you
I liked
okay,
it to
okay.
a degree.
You know, for to me, I was like, this definitely is missing the soul of. So there's a movie, a documentary called My Nappy Roots that was 10 years ago, but a little before the Good Hair movie, and by my buddy, the producer who actually was. I flew her in to do her film screening, the first film screening of that documentary, what's it called? My Nappy Roots, in Brooklyn, New York, in 2012. I had a whole event, and I think Najetti was also a speaker, and a couple other people, and but she had not gone bigger because she had showed it to Chris Rock, and he watched it and was like, "Oh, I didn't know about the hair sacrifice. You know, when you sacrifice the." How are they beginning and sourcing the hair from the sacrifice rituals? I don't know what it's called. And he was like, oh, and I guess she was trying to get his support in it. She had a lot of great people in this documentary. She had Patti LaBelle, she had Dumb Bronner, she had a lot of legends in her documentary. Malcolm Jamal Warner, and so he goes and makes good hair, shows that whole let's go down to the what was it called, the temple, and showing them
Yeah.
shaving their hair. He didn't even know, but he verbally said, that he watched her documentary,
Hey, my
had
other child.
interviews. And so the thing was, it was a lawsuit. She said, that was my intellectual property. I showed you to garner your support for it, and you went and actually took a lot of the elements of it, created good hair, which didn't seem on brand with him really at all. He created that story about his daughters, but it just, my intuition is high, and I was like, this hair is a black hair is a huge is still a huge industry that people
Right.
like to tap in. And I don't know what his real motivations. I can't speak for that, but I know that it was very obvious. And so she ended up losing because he's a multimillionaire and she is not. And but I love her and she's fabulous. You're gonna hear more about me and her. We always stay together working. Trying to do things, events together and stuff. But she, that's just one story that makes me sad because there's people with influence that see a smaller fry, and I think it might happen to all of us, especially if you have something good.
Hmm.
Where the misconception is that you don't have the money or the power behind you, so you might be right to take from. And sorry. And so that was one story. But there's lawsuits. It seems like a regular staple in business, especially if you have really good things. Maybe not lawsuits, but legal things are going to come up. Um, and I just always wanted to share that story. Not to tell y'all not to like good hair, but I knew when I saw it, I was angry watching it because I already seen the screening of My Nappy Roots. I screened it in Brooklyn. We had about 200 and something people on Fulton Street. If anybody remembers, in 2012, it was a Brothers That Love Sisters with Natural Hair event, naturally beautiful hair care, whatever. Yeah, Darius Peace. I think Kafella, you were on our panel. If not, you should have been. We had a cut. We had men's panel and a bunch of things, and she screened it, and she was very excited about screening it to Brooklyn, but she felt defeated, and that was a very hard blow. Now she's positive about it. I'm more angry for her. I'm like, I'm still angry at Chris Rock. It's good he got slapped. Like I was being petty, and she was laughing, but I was just like, no. But I said that is a testament to. She said where she went wrong is that she assumed that the NDA was going to be signed before he watched it, and it was a lot of, oh, I'll get to it, oh, and never signed. He never signed it, and I guess you don't think that you'll be screwed over. So when you have your NDAs, you're to protect whatever you're about to show or disclose. Make sure that's signed. I don't even ship supplies. If people don't sign their NDAs, they won't get access. And you might have to add an NDA if you have a core online program, online course. It depends on what it is, what you feel you want to protect, or some type of agreement if it's a lot of your intellectual property, and make sure you go through the steps. Even if they seem cool, they seem like they never would. Contracts are your best friend. You can create simple ones. I make contracts with family members, make contracts with best friends. Like just because you see who ends up in those court shows. My sister, my
Right.
mother, I love dearly. You still your mama, like things. And not to say that things are gonna be bad. We hope for the best, but there's
But
just
again,
a
protecting your brand. Like,
yeah, it's still a lot of things.
you're protecting your brand. So
Protecting your brand.
contracts are definitely good, especially like you said earlier, if you're working in a salon
Hmm.
and or whatever it is that you're doing that might be, yours. If you got to make somebody sign NDAs and stuff like that, do so because people will come out and steal your brand if they have a little bit more access than you.
And even if because I'm like a positive, I tried to be a positive thinker. I was very naive in the beginning too. Like nobody would do that. I don't do it just because you don't do that, and that's not how you are. You still got to be prepared. It's kind of like it's just the game. It's not the game. It's the nature of business.
It is.
It
We
is in
see it
this
all the
capitalist
time.
society.
We see it all the time, but
I got yeah. This is Skechers and Steve Madden lawsuit. I just pulled all this stuff I was pulling up because it's all coming lawsuit after lawsuit. My state is suing New York for the. It's everybody is like in a lawsuit right now. The Taco Tuesday lawsuit, which is kind of sad because it was started by like a local shop and Taco Bell, their power and their resources, it would crush the person that created Taco Tuesday.
hmm
And then it's like he was like, I don't even have I can't compete with Taco Bell. I'm a small business, so go ahead and take it. And it's just sometimes some things that have to actually go, or you got to compromise. But for the most part, you should be able to retain. um, and it's yeah, but that's why I say if you go in with a mindset of collaboration and you align yourself with people and positive people who are willing to partner and collaborate, that's really powerful. Like me and April know we got to vet people because we have our histories of trust. But I was like, um, it's so much power in us coming together and supporting each other and talking about this.
right, it's enough
And,
money out here for everybody. It
and
really
there's
is.
enough of the
It's
pie.
enough money out here for everybody. So collaborate with those that you can collaborate. Like you said, vet them, feel them out, see, go into meditation, go into prayer, go into whatever spiritual context that you can go to, and ask God, the universe, ancestors, whatever, to give you, guidance to let you know if it's okay for you to work with these people. And like I said, just have proper contracts in place so that if you are discussing certain pertinent information, if it happens to come up later on, at least hey, you signed and said that you wasn't going to do this, or you signed this that you was going to keep this, between me and you, or whatever the case may be. So, again, overall, like, just make sure you do your due diligence and protect your brand, do your research before you put it out there, operate in integrity, and then just do what you got to do. What's for you is for you. You don't
Yeah.
have to copy. You don't have to
We
copy.
can have our own lanes on the same highway as long as
Right.
we're respectful. And you'd be surprised how much you could actually probably come together and create this huge. That would be that's how we can really get ourselves to a huge success if we got that. But me and my therapist Cap go on and say there's reasons why people don't move that way when
Right.
it would be beneficial for us to. And I think we need to go within sometimes and be like, am I triggered by seeing that person's success? Like, what is it? Like,
Right.
because that's a lot of the root of it. Even when I do the counsel with other people, there's a lot of envy and people don't feel good about themselves, and they want what you have instead of being empowered to say, I can go create something just as powerful or whatever for myself with my own unique talents. Or if I don't, then let me find out what they are.
Well, I think we have covered it. We didn't went
Yeah,
over
we did
past
because my
our little
baby.
hour of
Yeah,
time.
she's gonna come
Thank you
over.
so much for everybody
Yes.
that were tuned in. Those of you who didn't know this information, we hope that you found this information very useful. Um, we hope that you'll utilize everything that we said, and just like I said, go forth and do your thing in your business, and just make sure that you're protecting yourself at all costs. You will be seeing more from me and Jessica. We will
Yeah.
be doing a lot of collaborations,
It's
and I'm
my
really
sister,
excited
y'all.
about it because she is the micro lock queen. I don't do micro locks, she does. She doesn't style, she does style, but she doesn't style.
I
She
can't do
doesn't
nothing that
style
April
what she's
can
not
do.
into. So we're going to be
Yeah.
doing lab classes on both of each other's networks.
Mhm.
So those of you who are on my network, if you're interested in learning how to do micro locks, then make sure that you are following Jessica at the microlock.mastery on IG, and she will talk to her about learning micro locks. I don't have the patience for micro locks. I'm gonna let her handle that. I just don't. And then plus I'm trying to retire soon. So I'm not I don't that's not my lane. I'm gonna stay in my
Yeah.
lane. And
It's
those
tedious
of you
work.
who are on Jessica's network, if you're interested in any lock styling classes, if you're interested in learning how to learn and style and maintain
Mhm.
traditional locks that are not interwoven or interlocked, then definitely make sure that you follow me at Stylist April B. And
Yes.
again, you will be seeing more from us. And we're going to be just coming and doing these lives, just to just talk about different things in the industry. We're going to be talking about spirituality, how to manifest the business that you want through spirituality. We're going to be talking about finances. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of things. We just wanted to come on and just do this right now, just to kind of introduce what we're going to be doing, because these two issues, when it comes down to protecting your brand, we both have been going through a lot when it comes to that. So we felt the need to join forces and to do this live stream so that we can put it out there so people can understand the importance of protecting your brand. But continue to stay tuned again on both of our platforms. You can reach me on everything at Stylist April B.
Oh, yeah,
If
let me
you are
get your name.
interested in learning more about my products, being retailers for my products, you can go to hydratemeplease.com. That is hydratesmeplease.com. And you'll be able to learn more about my retail program for stylists. If you're looking to earn extra money, if you want to private label, you can slap your label right on my products. I'm gonna ship it to you and all that good stuff. And Jessica, I guess have them tell them how they can reach you as well.
Sure. So, microlockmastery.com. Mastery. Microlock Mastery. Mastery.com. Because yeah, and then on IG there's a period between microlock and mastery. So microlock dot mastery. Um, and I could put. I just wanted to make sure people have your here. You have your website here. Stylist April B. Also, like she said, you could just put that Stylist April B into IG, YouTube, all the other platforms, right? To come up.
Hmm.
And any other links? It should that should be good. There's
Yeah,
the IG. Yeah. But most of the people I'm on my platform. So
right.
y'all
They're
can
aware.
always connect by the links that are in the description, the bios of the page. And I'm so happy that you came. Thank you so much. And we definitely will too. I think we need more spaces and conversations as Black women. Some of us are mothers, wives, sisters, daughters. I think it's
Right,
all relevant. I think we need to, my finish a closing statement. We are not white men who are just trying to buy up the world. We are people of melanated people who have a much, much different connection to the earth, to the world, to spirituality.
right,
Like we are not cold robots and we should not act like that towards each other. There's so much more power, especially as Black women in joining forces. Um, April's having a second anniversary for her Soul Bougie Salon in Atlanta on August 20th. I wish I can come down. Let me see if I can come down. And so
not done with me.
huh?
Really?
She's got information on her site about her second anniversary. Did you tell them your site is where the first wasn't what's the name of that Slutty Vegan's first location in
Oh
your
yeah,
spot?
but Soul Bougie Salon was Slutty Vegan's first headquarters. It wasn't the
That's
place where they
crazy.
actually served the soul food,
Oh,
but
okay.
this is where Pinky had her, I guess, her office and what have you. So that is where the Soul Bougie brunch. If you go to Soul Bougie, SoulBoujee salon on IG, you'll be able to see the salon, get the tickets for this 2 year anniversary. Also, in the link in my bio, you'll be able to get tickets for the anniversary party.
Is that it? Soul Bougie Salon on IG?
Yep, Soul Bougie Salon. But it's bougie
Okay.
Boujee, not the Bougie Is S.
Jee.
Uh-huh.
I got it
Yep.
right, right? Okay.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
y'all.
But thank you,
Babysitter's
you
go.
guys.
She gonna be pulling
Too
up
late.
soon.
You're a little old, you're a little tired. So
Thank you so much, y'all, for
again,
joining.
thank you all. For those of you who are just joining and totally confused as to what we are talking about, this replay, Justin, you'll be able to put the replay out,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
give us about 48 hours, and I'll be able to put the replay back on my page. She'll have it on her page, and then you'll be able to see exactly what we are talking about. And make sure that you are following both of us so that you can stay tuned to all the future things that we have going on. We look forward to seeing you. We look forward to inspiring you. And any questions that you may have, feel free to reach out to either of us.
All right. All right,
All
y'all.
right. Good night.
Bye, G. Sorry for the feedback. All
Yes, we're gonna do a little bit better next time on the feedback.
right.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. And bye, Facebook. Bye, YouTube.